Hey guys, Palmy Maniac here. In today's video, we're going to do a Mel Lab kind of test. We're going to see which accessories and build makes the most sense for her. I did a Mel build a little while ago, did it on YouTube, and I shared it with a bunch of people. And there are people that are saying that like crit build is the way to go, full speed build is the way to go. So I have a timer here. And we're just going to see, we're going to test what is the best build for DPS. That's what I care about. She's a carry, so we're going to do DPS. And let's just see what a best DPS build is for Mel. So we're going to play normal chapter 10, phase 9. We're going to do a tier 3 Mel. And we're going to look at clear time by herself, no Young, no Marjorie, just by herself. And we're going to look at damage numbers. And we're going to try a few different legacies. And then after we try a few different legacies, we'll try a few different accessories. And we'll just see, we'll just kind of look together to see like what is her best build for DPS. My feeling is it's going to, what I had on her was attack speed and fear set. That was my best that I could come up with common sense, but let's do some real numbers and see what happens. So we'll start by going to gate. We have invasion, and I have Mel. I took off all relics. We are no bonuses. It's just a level 20 Mel. Nothing, just straight raw. So this is like Mel before all of the stuff was added to her, and she might not even be able to clear by herself in Hero Lock phase 9, so we'll find that out together. We're not doing full clear, by the way. We're going to do a first couple of rounds, and this is a good one. I only want tier 3 Mel by herself. We'll put the timer down here, and we'll click start time. So 3 seconds. 3 seconds, okay. So 3 seconds is important. Maybe we don't even time round 1, and we time round 2 for round 2 clear. So start, record. So she's doing like 600 damage and 1600 damage raw. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. She cleared that at about 9 seconds, so we'll start again. She might lose here. Okay, so this might not be the one for us. Let's do. We might have to do lower phase, so we could do that. Slime Invasion round 3. We'll do Slime Invasions here, and we'll be that. This is the way we'll do it. So 600 damage here, and she's putting out 1600 damage per swing with her special. So that's important. Let's start doing the timer on round 4, and see what her clear time is. So 1600, 1600, 1600, 1600. So 9-second round 4 clear. I think that's pretty impressive. We're not going to go above tier 2. So 9-second clear, right? 9-second clear. Let's get rid of all this. 9-second clear. And we average 650 damage. And we are doing 1600 spell, right? So this is going to be Mel nothing. All right, so that's Mel with nothing. So I'll do one more. We'll clear this, and we'll hit this and go. This is her Musketeer. She might lose because she's got ranged on her. So about a 10-second clear around 10, and the damage was about average. So that's about what we're looking at. So we're gonna leave this, And we're gonna try. We'll do a crit build on her, and here's the biggest experiment is that will a crit build? So this is Shadow Dagger. This is going to be a 14% crit chance. Is that going to happen on spellcast? So I just want to see if I put a Seiyang on her, will the crit without any accessories, will crit chance, is that physical only or is that also spell? So let's find that out together. And we won't worry about, right now I just want to see, does that affect spell damage? That's important, right? So we'll do some experimenting. We are going to do normal, slimy, invasion. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. So slime, phase 15. I do have a Seiyang. Let me just make sure my Seiyang is doing echo. Alright. So experiment number 2. And we are good to go. I'm going to use 5 supply here. Hopefully I don't run out of supplies before the end of this video. If I do, I'll just have to wait till the afternoon to finish it. So I'll pause this till we're on round 3. Alright, so I have went through a few rounds. We have Dagger with a 15% chance or 14% crit chance. I'm not seeing any crits happening. So, oh, there's some crits. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, remember, that was 1,600 damage before. Now, Seiyang is on her, so Seiyang's going to give her a bit more damage. So 1,024 without Seiyang. It's not going to be a lot, though. Take Seiyang off and see if we can see some crits. So, any crits? No pink. Okay. I'm not seeing any crits without Seiyang, so let's just keep rolling here. I just want to see, will she crit damage? Will she crit damage on her? So that's attack. So it went from 600 to 900 on crit. Yeah, 2,400. So that's without Seiyang. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's an 800 damage difference with the crits. It does look like Dagger does affect crit damage. I mean, crit chance on spell. So that's actually we might be viable. We might be viable. So let's do a full crit build on Mel and see what that looks like. Now, what is confusing about crit in general is that the secondary accessories has, like the sharpest accessories, they will have this thing where it'll be, so let me go into here. They'll have physical crit chance and spell crit chance. And technically, what Mel is doing when she's swinging the big sword is a spell, right? So, I mean, it's not physical. And so it's almost like there's these two different crit chance metas or whatever, or attributes that are happening. But it appears to be that the legacy is applying to both. So the bigger question is, if I unequip this, and let's do sharpness, I'll do a full sharpness set only, and we will make sure not to have any spell crit on it. I have a feeling it will be fine, so we'll do sharp. I am looking for no spell crit on any of the secondary attributes. Yep, so in theory, what we just did was we just gave her a 40% attack chance. That's opposed to having a 14% attack chance with just dagger. So let's go to gate. I'll pause this and I'll get you into slime in just a second. So we're going in. Her main attack has been critting. Let's see if her spell attack crits. If it does, then there's some more confusion I have. So we do have a Seiyang now. I'm just going to see, well, we just saw, guys, that Seiyang doesn't really do much in the way of giving her additional damage at this early level. Just maybe like 80. But it is going to turn on spell, so that's what we want. Dude, it does. It does, and it's really strong. It's really strong. So 2,700 per swing very often. So that is extremely strong. I mean, we basically took Mel, who was already strong, and I'm purposely not gonna do this, and we now gave her a 2,700 damage almost every swing. That's almost 2x. I mean, I wouldn't call it 2x, but that's pretty ridiculous, all right? So now the question becomes like attack speed versus crit. And, and also spell power versus crit. So this is where things get a little crazy, right? Because you can build spell power around her, or you can build attack speed on her. And that's going to be, obviously, so spell power for her increases this percentage at 16% percentage. So, like, you can see it says 16%, and then now it's 24% because her attack is up. So a lot of times when you build relics on Mel, you will focus spell, right? But in terms of practical multiplier, that crit multiplier is increasing by a considerable amount. And so it's almost like, so what you have to think is like, does attack speed plus crit plus spell damage, like what is the balance, right? So it's like, so you have your base damage, and then it goes times a percentage of spell power, right? And then that number equals a damage number. And then that number is being affected by the crit multiplier. Okay, so like that is kind of the thing. So then it goes, do we focus on increasing spell power to increase the percentage? And then, of course, this is all being done by attack speed, right? So do we focus on, because that's going to change how fast she swings. So do we focus on attack speed? Do we focus on spell power? Do we focus on crit? Now, I feel like there's probably a diminishing return for crit percentage. So it might be sharpness set with a spell power boosting legacy, and then maybe attack speed in the relics. Like that might be the way to go. So that's kind of something that we have to think about, and it makes it so that we could do like 50 of these videos to find the perfect balance. I'll do the work. I'm gonna find it because I want the best smell I can get. So far, the people who have been commenting are absolutely right. The crit does work on spell damage. So I guess my question to One Piece is like, what's the point of these sub spell physical and physical crit chance and spell crit chance? Because as of right now, it looks like the raw set bonuses and the raw legacy bonuses apply to both. But these attributes only apply to one, so it is big question marks. And something else to consider is that, yeah, I mean, you kind of have to go, like, I wouldn't do a hybrid wind build because on the 5th piece of equipment, you're getting 25% crit chance. So if I were to slot in 2 wind pieces to give her the 60% attack speed, I'm losing this crit percent chance. So I don't think I do attack speed on her at all. I think that I kind of have to, if I do attack speed, it's going to be bow equipment. And then the question becomes, and of course I know there's not a Mel legacy yet, so then it becomes, okay, do you do magical armor for the flat 60% spell power and the higher sustain, so she stays alive longer? Or do we want to go and put dagger on her and go for that? I mean, some people are saying Giant's Axe, a leveled up Giant's Axe. Let's see what. Just Giant's Axe gives you a good attack speed, so maybe that's what we do. I do have like a leveled up Giant Axe in here somewhere. Am I a liar? I could have swore I had a almost maxed out Giant's Axe. Yeah, here it is. So Giant Axe has 40% damage to enemies 50% or low and 60% attack speed. So Giant Axe might be where you get your attack speed from. I don't know if 14% crit chance makes the most sense. So maybe Giant's Axe makes the most sense for her. So now you have a 40% crit chance on spell and 60% attack speed, and you're doing this extra bonus damage. So like there is an argument to be made on Giant's Axe. Obviously, if you're broke, Apprentice Staff will get it done. You know, you could do spell power with Apprentice. That's still just a flat boost to Mel. You can't really go wrong there. You could go Training Sword. You know, max out Training Sword and just give her a flat attack speed. So, like, you know, the Giant's Axe is the better Training Sword. And the Magic Armor is the better... If the Magic Armor is in here somewhere. Magic Armor is the better Apprentice Staff, right? That's kind of what it looks like. I mean, you could also... What's our Tactician? So, this gives you just flat 21% damage during invasion, right? So you could go that route too. I'm leaning towards Giant's Axe as what I would go for, just because I feel like the attack speed kind of makes more sense at this point than adding another 14% crit. Yeah, I mean, like, so attack speed is going to get, first of all, it's going to give you mana faster, right? And, yeah, it's just definitely the better option. So, let's try this. We're going to try this. Now, I am using, like, the crappiest versions of the Sharp Set for her. At this point, you would want to do Sharp Set boosting spell damage, and I would assume Sharp Set on the with spell crit. So I guess let's kind of do that. Let's change her up. So I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna do sharp. If I can get spell power, I'll get spell power, and I will do spell chance. So sure, this is probably really good. So it's 5. We'll go in here. I also want this one. And I'm not gonna get them in these slots. So let's get rid of spell power. Let's see, can I get crit chance? No. So can I get spell power? I cannot. Can I get attack speed? I cannot. So if I can't get crit chance, I will get spell crit damage. And look for menace and special. This is probably going to be my best. For this video, I'm just going to fly through this. Can I get crit chance? I can. So, and attack speed is actually pretty solid. So we'll do that one. And I'm looking to see if I can get anything good. I can get attack speed. So we'll go with attack speed. And if I can get spell damage or spell power, I'll get that. It looks like I can't get any of those with what I have. So we'll go spell, crit, damage, attack speed, and spell damage is actually really good. So and I probably had this on. So we'll replace accessories. I'll pay the money because whatever. And now we should have a semi-solid build. And then remember, we're not even, this is just her without any relics. So let's go in. Let's go beat the hell out of some slimes. We now have a very souped up Mel. I'm just going to do third tier, and we're going to compare. This is Mel without Saeyang. So we're still getting the 904 damage, but her attack speed is doing attack speed things. Let's see if I can get a Saeyang. Maybe. Nope. Alright, let's keep going. So, with all of that, the only thing that we really have affected so far is going to be attack speed. There's Saeyang. So, let's see. Yeah, that is pretty broken. We had a 9-second clear on round 4 before, so we have. I don't think I even recorded that. Hold on, I think I didn't do it right. That was not 9 seconds. That was like maybe 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Let's do it. We had 10-second clear in round 5. That was a 6-second clear. So we are seeing, I mean, that's almost a 2x in damage, a DPS, basically. I really wish they let you have a training dummy to just do this with. Now, I'm not seeing the crit. Like, that was an example of us not rolling crit a lot, right? And so that's the only argument. But it's still pretty massive damage. And we haven't done any relic things yet either. So, yeah, I mean, like, 2,400 per swing is pretty good. Let's beef her up with relics, and let's see what we can get. I'm hoping that with relics we could get her to about 5,000 a swing. That would put her on par with a crit Garam, but with an AOE, that would be pretty strong. So we're gonna go in now. When you build relics, there's lots of things to consider. So for our builds, we're gonna go Fear Devourer. Maybe not Fear. I don't think I have a good Fear. I'm also limited to what I actually have, which is kind of sucks. But I do have a decent plus almost 60% to third slot Iron Helm, so I might do that. I do have a pretty decent spear. Where's my best one? I'm going to pause and just build out some relics. So ignore these relics. So my relics are all built around summons, and but for the sake of this experiment, I have Void, I have Holy Grenade, and I have Teleport. We're not even gonna use the bonuses from these. But what I do have is I have 178 additional relic spell damage boost or spell boost. And so what we'll do is we'll look at, we're currently at 2,400 crit damage. We're currently at a 6-second round 4 slime clear. So let's look at obviously if I had a Ray exploding creatures and stacking Void, that would make a huge difference, and Mel would just keep scaling, and that's the point. But let's just get let's look at round 4, Mel has a boost, and let's just see what that does. Obviously, it's going to increase her damage quite a bit, but let's see what that does in practical terms. So it should be, we should break 5,000 crits if all things are, if the math works out the way it's supposed to. So we have this dumb wall here, but let's just get her going. So right now that's just her regular attack damage because she's just doing her swinging. What I want to see is a Saiyang. So she's at 1751 with her raw swing, and there's really no reason for that. She was at 1600. Nothing that I have in Relic is, I mean, maybe you get an extra boost of damage from Void even at 0. Maybe it starts at 1. That makes sense. So, stupid things or do stupid things. But let's just keep going. I'm looking for... Oh my goodness. Right, I'm going to pause while I roll this thing. Alright. Let's see. So, with that... I saw 3,700 damage, but then I also saw a 2,400 damage. So it didn't do a 2x. It didn't do a 2x. So you would think... So, you know why it's not doing? Because all it's doing is raising spell power, obviously. Okay, so we went from, I believe it was 16% additional spell power to 38% additional spell power. So even with all those relics increasing spell power... we really need staff on her to make her go to 100%. So that is something to consider. It's that, like, yeah, we did do a considerable increase to spell power with those relics, but it's not 170%. I mean, it's 170% of base, maybe, which that's good, I guess. But let's just kind of see. Let's see what happens. So we had 2,400 crits on swing, round 4. I got my timer here. So it's between 26... Yeah, I think 2,600. So that's the difference. So it's a difference of 20%. Our timer was almost the same. But we're kind of getting messed up because of this dumb wall in the middle. Let's see. I'm going to put Saiyang in the back corner. I want everyone to kind of focus on Mel, and let's see what our timer says. So it's 6 seconds, and we're averaging between 24. I occasionally will see a 3,000, so I'm not going to worry about timer at this point. Let's just see what the... I want to focus on looking at the damage. And, yeah, let's go. So... Yeah, it's just 2,600. So all of those relics boosting, it only got us 200 extra damage a swing. And I can't even, there's a lot of money in those relics that you saw. Like, I'm talking, I mean, to get to the center to be at 174 additional spell power, there's a lot of time and effort that went into getting that the way that is. But here's a laid out practical example. On Mel. Now, on other characters, perhaps it's not as blatantly bad, but I almost would maybe consider, I think attack speed might be the better option, right? So, you know, for example, plus 40 attack speed, that's going to be pretty massive for Mel. She's going to turn into a blender from hell. So perhaps the Relic build should be 100% attack speed, just for Mel, because of the way that her percentage scales. If you have a mage, perhaps the spell damage is to where it's at. So I'm going to have to rethink my Relic strategy, which is why we're doing experiments like this, right? Yeah, dude. Attack speed is crazy. So I would take 2,400 swing damage, but a crazy high attack speed instead. And, you know, just throw staffs on her. I mean, obviously you want to do a mix of everything. But, you know, crit is getting her through this. Occasionally, there's almost like this super critical that happens. Every once in a while, I'll see a 34, which makes 0 sense. Decline. I'm just trying to get this going. Put her in the middle, and let's see if we can see a 34. 3744. Where is 3744 coming from? Is that like a super crit? So, alright guys, I think I made my point with this video. Obviously Sharp Set super works. Crit works. I probably won't use Fear Set on Mel anymore. And I'm gonna rethink my relics and do some testing with attack speed. For the sake of just ending this video with a bang, I guess let's see how high we can get her. I mean, this is Mel. Mel's gonna scale pretty good. So let's just do that. It'll be fun. Let's see. Nah, screw that. So critting at 4,000 at tier 4. Lots of econing. Probably just gonna save for. See, those super crits are at 6,000. Damn, she's flying, man. I'm gonna have to re-roll my raid. We're in raid right now, and I was just doing pure spell damage. I wasn't thinking about crit at all. So it's really interesting. If I could just get a gold Mel, all my dreams would come true. There we are. 6,000 in an AoE swing, and she's kind of a blender. The dream? Okay, that's cool. 8,000 AoE swing. I mean, that is a huge damage difference, man. Oh, it didn't go anywhere. That sucks. Did I hit cancel? I probably hit cancel. I'm a Goomba sometimes, man. Let's go. 8,000 is kind of crazy. Our percentages now. So this is kind of where staff. You would expect that relic spell damage bonus would do this. Let's look at this. Staff gives you 200%, and this is kind of the numbers that I was expecting with relic bonuses, but that's not what you get. It's some other arbitrary number. So the math that equipment does feels different than the math that relic boosting does. Yeah, 85 with attack speed is nuts. I'm not really seeing many of those super crits. I wonder if you have a higher chance with higher crit rate. If I can get red book. Okay, cool. Let's see. 1 staff. 10,000. Consistent damage. And this is kind of cool. I wish I could just do this over and over and over again. So, about 11,000 damage. And this is before you do Void or Fear Devourer or anything else to get that damage up. So, yeah, not bad. So I guess crit is where it's at. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you sat through this whole video, thanks for riding along with me. Hope you found it interesting. I burned my supplies so you don't have to. Builder with crit, builder with gold with the axe. And with your relics, focus on speed damage. That feels like the right move at this point. And I'll be spending some time grinding to reroll all of these relics. All right, talk soon.